I've spent well over the past 6 months using a Google Pixel 8 Pro that I bought, and now that I've had a chance to use its successor, I'm going to take you through what really sets them apart. If you just looked at the spec sheets of these phones, you wouldn't think there's that much of a difference between them, but as you'll soon see, spec sheets don't always tell the entire story. The first advantage for the Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL is the brand new design. The Pixel 9 Pro XL has a refreshed look that is more in line with recent iPhones. It's got the same rounded corner and side rail look as the current iPhones. It's slightly heavier at 221 grams, the same weight as an iPhone 15 Pro Max. And then there's the back design. It's stunning how pretty this Pixel is. The camera bar really helps make the phone stand out in a good way. It's uniquely Google, and it feels and looks premium in person. One significant improvement with the 9 Pro XL is the fingerprint sensor. It's way more responsive than the one on the 8 Pro, and it won't blind you in the middle of the night when you're trying to unlock your phone like the older Pixels did. Another part of the 9 Pro XL's design that's an advantage is its display. The 9 Pro XL boasts 2000 nits of brightness with a peak brightness of 3000 nits, even better than the 8 Pro's 1600 nits with 2400 nits of peak brightness. I've also noticed an improvement in speaker quality between the two phones as well. When I listened to both, I noticed that the 9 Pro XL had improved mids and bass compared to the 8 Pro's speakers, which sounded a bit more harsh. Alright, so this is the Pixel 9 Pro XL. This is how its mic sounds when I'm just talking into it like this. And then if I want to hold it up to simulate how I would talk if I was just on the phone, this is how its mics sound. Alright, and this is the Pixel 8 Pro. This is how its mics sound. This is how it would sound if I was just talking into it, holding it like this right up to my mouth. And then this is how it would sound if I was holding it up and talking to somebody on the phone. Let me know in the comments, which one did you think sounded better? And the last advantage you get with the 9 Pro's design is for the first time ever, you can now choose between two sizes of Pro Pixels. So if you don't want to get the larger one like this 9 Pro XL, you can get the smaller 9 Pro. And while I only bought the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you'll hear me use Pixel 9 Pro XL and 9 Pro interchangeably in this video, and that's because most of the features that I'm going to talk about apply to both of the Pro phones. The only real difference between them is their size, battery capacity, and weight. Features-wise, they've got the exact same thing. The next advantage of the 9 Pro and Pro XL is the camera system. Now, when you first look at the back of these two phones, just by looking at the cameras, they almost look identical. But when you look at the spec sheets, aside from the upgraded selfie camera, it doesn't really look like Google did much with the camera system this year. But what the spec sheet doesn't tell you is that Google actually redid the entire HDR+ imaging pipeline with this new Pixel 9 series of phones. Now, overall, I can barely tell the difference between the photos taken from both the 9 Pro XL and the 8 Pro in most situations. However, when you look closer, there are more minor upgrades to things like saturation. I've noticed a tiny bit more saturation with specific colors on the Pixel 9, which makes its photos look a little bit less dull, and the shots have a little bit less of a cooler tone to them as well. They look a bit more balanced in their white balance and tint and look slightly more true to life. My skin tones look way better on the 9 Pro XL's photos compared to the 8 Pro, and that's been pretty consistent throughout my tests, and it fixes one of the main complaints I had in my review of the 8 Pro. Another area where the Pixel 9 Pro's camera really shines is selfies. The color reproduction of skin tones is noticeably better here too. I don't look as pale as I do in the 8 Pro shots, and the higher resolution 40 megapixel dual PD selfie camera handles low light situations a bit better. I also like the wider field of view on the 1x you get on the 9 Pro XL compared to the 8 Pro. For night scenes, again, I can't tell that much of a difference between the two camera systems in videos as well as photos, except for the slight tweaks to processing with the skin tones and saturation. All in all, the Pixel 9 Pro camera system is the best camera system I've tested so far on a Pixel device. The 9 Pro XL also brings some new software camera related features like Add Me, where you can digitally stitch together you and your friends and family so everyone can be in the same photo at the same time. Then there's Reimagine, which lets you add things to your photos that weren't there before, and that feature is surprisingly good. With the 9 Pro, you also get 8K video recording with Video Boost, but even more important in my book, you get 4K 60 with Video Boost, which really does make a difference in your shots, especially the ones in lower light. The 9 Pro also gets you super res zoom, and it does appear to be an upgrade from the quality on the 8 Pro. You also get a pretty impressive new zoom capability that can go up to 20x, and you can use it in conjunction with Video Boost, which is awesome. The 8 Pro cannot do Video Boost and 20x zoom at the same time. The next advantage of the 9 Pro XL is the Screenshots app. This app takes all of the screenshots and moves them into their own dedicated app. Pixel Screenshots uses Gemini Nano, Google's on-device AI model that has multimodality, which means it can look at photos as well as text to help you save, organize, and recall the information embedded in your screenshots, all using on-device processing. For example, I screenshotted the page from my old high school's upcoming drama performances, and Screenshots was able to extract that performance date information and times, and from there I can set a reminder to buy tickets a few weeks before the performances, as well as add the dates to my Google Calendar with a single tap. It does all of that for me just taking a single screenshot, which is pretty cool. Now, it is not perfect. You can't ask the Gemini assistant for information in your screenshots yet, and if you lose your phone, all of those important screenshots are gone unless you flag screenshots to back up via Google Photos, but if you do that, then they're going to clog up your main Google Photos view by default. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't the Screenshots feature just a new app that Google developed? Like, surely this is going to come to more phones down the line, right? One of the more odd things about Google's business model with their Pixel phones is they'll restrict software features to the newest devices, but only for like 6 months. So it is possible that some of the exclusive software features like Reimagine and Add Me will come to older Pixels, but for features like Screenshots that are powered by Gemini Nano's multimodal version, there is a chance that older processors may not be able to run that as fast, and Google might just keep that feature exclusive to the Pixel 9 phones, which have the newer chips. We're just going to have to wait and see. Battery life is another advantage I'd give to the 9 Pro XL. The 9 Pro XL is rated for up to 100 hours with Extreme Battery Saver on compared to 72 hours with the 8 Pro. This is likely due to better power efficiency with the new Tensor G4 processor. Though both phones so far have been able to last me all day for my own use, and that's a screen-on time of about 1 to 2 hours per day with 2 to 4 hours of background activity, mainly podcasts and music. So those are all of the standout advantages I found with the 9 Pro XL. Now let's talk about the 8 Pro, because it does actually have some advantages over the newest Pixel. First and foremost is its price. With the 9 Pro and the Pro XL now on the market, you can expect to see some great deals on the 8 Pro remaining in stock, often going on sale several $100s below the newest Pixels. The next advantage I'd give the Pixel 8 Pro is actually its design. I think some are going to find its more rounded edges make it a bit more comfortable to hold for extended periods, though there are going to be those, and I'm probably more in this category where the flat side rails, especially if you don't have a case on the phone, I think makes it easier to hold. But one advantage the 8 Pro definitely has is in weight. It is lighter at 213 grams compared to the 9 Pro XL's 221 grams, though the Pixel 9 Pro is the lightest of them all at 199 grams. Okay, so by now I think it's pretty obvious that the Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL is going to be the better option for most people out there, but the question really is, at what price does it still make sense to go for the Pixel 8 Pro? For me, if they're within $200 of each other, I would definitely go with one of the newer Pixels because of their improved skin tones and HDR processing, improved selfie camera, new software features, and a more premium feel and just prettier design. If you can find the Pixel 8 Pro on sale for around $750 to $700, which has been the lowest price in the past 6 months, that's where, if it were me, I would probably go with the 8 Pro. The caveat there being, if your skin tones look good on the photos that this camera system takes. If it does, then I'd say go for it. But if not, and you want your selfies and photos to look as good as possible, even at that price difference, I'd probably have a hard time recommending going for the 8 Pro over the new 9 Pro or Pro XL. Now, if photos don't matter to you all that much, then I don't really think the benefits of going with the 9 Pro and Pro XL outweigh the money that you're going to save by going with the Pixel 8 Pro. At the end of the day, you're still getting a good Pixel experience. And check out our 6monthslater.net blog post for this comparison to check the current prices of these phones and learn more about the features I mentioned. Link in the description. And if you want to see more about the Pixel 8 Pro and how it compares to other flagships, you can click here to get to those videos, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see upcoming comparisons with the 9 Pro XL, how it compares to the S24 Ultra and the new iPhone. And if you want to see more of my Google videos, you can click here to get to those. If you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button below. For 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder. Thanks for watching.